are generally associated with the souls of the dead who have not found peace. He is in charge of keeping the record of the acts of individuals during their lifetime and deciding on their destiny in the afterlife. They are seen as guardians who protect cities and their inhabitants from calamities and disasters. Number 1. Dobe. Dobe are mischievous and playful beings who love to tease humans with tricks and tests. They usually have a peculiar face, different from humans. It can vary from a more grotesque appearance to a more cartoonish and friendly form. They have a human posture, but with a more robust and strong appearance. Their bodies are large and muscular, showing their supernatural and powerful nature. They are known to carry a baton or magical scepter that can make any object they desire appear. Stories tell that they have the ability to become invisible, allowing them to move undetected and play pranks on unsuspecting humans. They can manipulate the environment around them to create illusions and trick humans into seeing things that are not really there. Number 2. Gwisin. Gwisin are spirits or ghosts. These entities can have different characteristics, but are generally associated with the souls of the dead who have not found peace. Many are the spirits of individuals who died tragically, violently, or unexpectedly and have been unable to pass to the other world due to unfinished business or strong emotions that bind them to the physical world. They are human in appearance, but with a paler, more ethereal hue. Their appearance may be a reflection of how they were in life. They are shown wearing traditional white robes. They may present signs of how they died, showing wounds or marks related to their death. They have the ability to pass through solid objects and change their shape. Some stories attribute to them the ability to manipulate the environment around them, creating illusions and paranormal phenomena. Some Gwisin are malevolent and seek to harm the living, while others are simply lost or confused, seeking help to find peace. In some stories, these spirits appear as messengers, carrying warnings or messages from the dead to the living. Number 3. Kumho. Kumho, also known as Gumiho, is a variation of similar legends of nine-tailed foxes present in other Asian cultures, such as the Japanese kitsune and Chinese huli jing. Unlike other Asian cultures, the nine-tailed fox in Korea is a malevolent creature with destructive and violent desires. The main characteristic of the Kumho is its fox-like appearance with 9 tails. Its form is an indicator of its power and wisdom. She has the ability to transform into a beautiful woman to seduce and deceive humans, often with malevolent intentions. As a master of disguise and manipulation, she can easily deceive humans using her intelligence and charm. In many legends, she is known to consume human flesh and has a preference for hearts or livers, has a desire to become human, and can do so through various means, including abstaining from eating human flesh for a period of 1,000 years. Although initially portrayed as purely evil creatures, over time the Kumho myth has evolved to include more nuanced elements, including the nine-tailed fox who desires redemption and humanity. You know, I like to set goals, so if this video reaches 500 comments, I will try to make a video talking about all the nine-tailed foxes in the different Asian countries. If you are interested, you can leave your comment. Number 4. Yong. The Yong are a fundamental part of Korean mythology, representing powerful and benevolent forces in the universe. They are guardians and protectors, deeply respected and revered. They are dragons with long, serpentine bodies, similar to Chinese dragons, with beards and whiskers, giving them a wise and venerable appearance. They are covered with shiny scales and have a very slender appearance. The Yong dragon symbolizes wisdom, depth of knowledge, and understanding. It represents power and strength, especially in relation to the forces of nature. Its mythology is strongly influenced by Chinese and Buddhist tradition. Yong are considered protectors and guardians who can help humans in times of need. They are said to have control over the weather and can call down rain to aid in agriculture. Number 5. Heichi. The Heichi, also known as Zieji, is a creature that bears similarities to the Chinese Qilin and other chimerical beings in Asian mythologies. It is a creature with the body of a lion or a dog, depicted with horns on its head. Its skin is scaly or thickly furred, It has a fierce expression with a large mouth that can swallow almost anything. It is known as a symbol of justice and righteousness, and in some legends, it is said to be able to tell right from wrong. They are seen as guardians who protect cities and their inhabitants from calamities and disasters, especially fires. Haichi statues are placed as guardians in palaces and other important places to protect them from negative energies and evil spirits. These creatures have been used as a symbol of judicial power or of a moral and just authority. Their image can be seen in traditional Korean art, as well as in sculptures and monuments throughout Korea. Number 6. Dalaki. Dalaki is not exactly a Korean mythological creature. It is actually a Korean word that translates as moon rabbit. The moon rabbit is a figure present in several Asian cultures, including Korean, and is associated with the visual phenomenon known as pareidolia, where patterns, such as faces or figures, are perceived where there are none. In this case, the perception of a rabbit figure on the surface of the moon. The story has its roots in Buddhist traditions, which were transmitted to Korea from India via China. One legend has it that the rabbit offered itself as food for Buddha, who, moved by its sacrifice, took it to live on the moon as a reward. In some versions of the story, the rabbit is associated with the elixir of immortality and is seen as a companion of the moon goddess, helping with a pestle in the making of the elixir. Number 7. Jeosungsaja. This creature is responsible for guiding or carrying the souls of the dead to the underworld, usually shown dressed in traditional dark clothing, sometimes wearing a hat that hides their face. They may carry objects such as a register of souls or a rod or staff that symbolizes their authority and power over the souls they guide. Their main function is to guide the souls of the dead to the underworld or the world of the dead. He is in charge of keeping the record of the acts of individuals during their lifetime and deciding on their destiny in the afterlife. According to legends, this messenger has the power to decide the fate of souls based on their actions during their lifetime. He acts as an intermediary between the world of the living and the world of the dead, facilitating the passage of souls between these two worlds. Number 8. Bulg. Bulg, or fire dogs, play a central role in explaining astronomical phenomena such as solar and lunar eclipses. The belief is based on the idea that these events were caused by a Bulg attempting to devour both the sun and the moon. Eclipses were viewed with great fear and respect, as they were believed to mark times of great disorder and chaos, potentially portending disaster or bad omens. The Bulgi were depicted as voracious beings, which with their fiery maw attempted to consume the stars, resulting in periods of temporary darkness on Earth. To counteract this phenomenon and protect the sun and the moon from being engulfed by these fiery dogs, people gathered in communities to perform noisy rituals and festivals. During these events, it was common to use percussive instruments, such as drums and gongs, to create a deafening din that, according to the belief, could scare away the Bulgi, thus saving the moon and the sun from being devoured. Number 9. Samjoko. The Samjoko is also known as the three-legged raven, something common in various East Asian mythologies. It has bright feathers with a variety of colors, a symbol of light and its relationship to the sun. The three-legged raven figure is a representation of power and strength, associated with royal authority and sovereignty. Similar to other mythical creatures associated with the sun, it symbolizes renewal and rebirth, connecting it with natural cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The horned horn is directly related to the sun and is said to reside in it, being a messenger or a representative of the sun on Earth. In Korean history, the three-legged raven was an important symbol for one of the three historical dynasties of Korea. Number 10. Chian Lima. Although primarily a being of Chinese mythology, the concept of the Chian Lima has also influenced the cultures of Korea and Japan, where it can be found in various forms and with slight variations in symbolism. The Chian Lima is a creature resembling a horse, depicted with noble and majestic characteristics. Although not always, in some representations, the Chian Lima is endowed with wings, giving it the ability to fly. Number 11. Imugi. Imugi are giant snakes, similar to that of an oriental dragon but with no legs or very small legs. They have prominent scales and can be depicted in various colors, although they are commonly shown in shades of green, blue, or gold. Imugi are beings in a transitional phase of becoming a full dragon. They represent aspiration, growth, and potential. Depending on the different legends, Imugi can represent both benevolent and malevolent forces. Imugi are a fundamental part of Korean mythology and are deeply rooted in its folklore and traditions. According to legends, an Imugi can become a real dragon, or Yong, if it catches a Yuiju, a celestial sphere, descending from the sky. This happens every few thousand years. Imugi, like dragons, are related to the elements of nature, especially water and the sky. They are believed to have power over rainfall and can even cause floods. I have talked in many videos about dragons of mythology in Asia, but I have barely touched the European ones. If you are interested, write me in the comments. If I see that you are interested, I will try to get to it. Number 12. Bulgasari. The Bulgasari is a creature that, while not deeply rooted in traditional Korean folklore, has found its place in contemporary popular culture, especially due to its prominence in film. It is a monster of monumental size, being compared to giants or dinosaurs in terms of size. It would be something like the Korean version of Godzilla. It has a humanoid body structure, but its skin gives the impression of being made of metal or stone, mainly composed of iron, which gives it a hard and rough appearance. The exact origin of the Bulgasari is somewhat uncertain. Although it is not a central figure in Korean ancestral traditions, it has been present in some form in local folklore for centuries, possibly as a secondary or less prominent being in traditional stories. One of the characteristics of the Bulgasari is its ability to consume iron and other metals, which allows it to grow in size and strength. Number 13. Beeko. Beeko is a majestic and powerful white tiger. His eyes are often described as glowing, sometimes with the ability to emit light. This celestial guardian, though deeply rooted in Korean culture, traces his genealogy to Chinese mythology, where he is recognized under the name Bai Hu. More than a mere guardian, Beeko plays an important role in the legends he stars in. On his shoulders falls the great responsibility of being the custodian of the West, and his figure stands as protector of mountains and hills, guarding these sacred spaces with a formidable force that deters any evil entity. Stories of Beeko are not limited to describing his physical greatness, but place him at the center of legendary encounters with heroes and divinities of high rank, including the Yellow Emperor. Number 14. Imon. The exact origin is somewhat uncertain, but it is known to be a creature belonging to Korean mythology. It may have influences from various traditions and mythologies, combining elements from different cultures. Despite its human face, its body is generally that of a bird, with feathers and large wings. In some stories, the appearance of the Imon is seen as a harbinger of important events, both good and bad. Remember our goal of 500 comments for a video only of 9-tailed foxes, and if you want to support me even more, you can join as a channel member.